All right, guys. Well, it's been quiet since I got my PC back up. We had a couple of early afternoon trades. Thor led us through, which were nice. I haven't seen much in the last hour.
But
We
it's
are pretty
not
much at
gonna
the
be
top of the hour.
quiet for any longer, Peter. We are live on YouTube, man.
Fantastic. William. All right, guys. Well, how are you?
I
It's been
am
quiet since I.
well. I'm great. How are you?
I am doing good, thank you. A couple of technical issues here I'm working on, but other than that, including why now I can't adjust my sound levels.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What's up, Ann? What's up, Art? I'm pumped and ready to go. I gotta leave here at 12:45. Been damaged and sick this last 2 weeks, so I'm going to a doctor's appointment. So we're gonna get started right as soon as Peter gives us the proper intro. But I will finish 15 minutes early. Hopefully, someone will step in.
Well, then we better make that happen.
Yeah, dog. What's up, ZZ Top and Zen?
All right, step right up, step right up. Gather around, everyone. Gather around. Come on, come on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Step right up to Willie's Tent of Wonders and see some of the most unique sights in the world. You will be amazed, astounded, awed, and entertained. Listen close and I'll share some of the secrets you will find inside the tent. We have a bearded man. We have an A-dog with the longest hair in the world. You will see technical setups for winning trades, harmonious charts which reveal the wonders of day trading. So join us now and you will not regret it.
Let's do this. The magic show starts now. Send your trades to the off topic and we will enlighten everyone to the mysteries of the stock market. We got Whelan. No, Ann is first. We are getting straight into this today. Thank you, as always, Peter. And Peter, are you going to check YouTube for us like you did last time? You don't have to, just wondering.
Yeah, I will certainly do that. I'll keep an eye.
Peter, that was my favorite one yet. I love carnival music. It's one of my favorite types, which is so stupid, but I love it. All right,
Little did I know you like carnival music. Well, there you go.
I wrote some really cool carnival music that I'll never show anyone. All right, okay. And let's do this. And what do you got going on in your APHA trade? Oh, before we do that, Carl, send a link right now. Send a link to your YouTube channel. We're going to give you the 50% bump. Send it, man. So Carl has his own YouTube channel where he's submitting his trades as a journal, as help for himself, and we'll give him the good old trade review bump. If only one of you subscribes, he gets a 50% bump. All right, he'll do it in a sec. All right, and practicing your orb. Took it live. Okay, Ann. So, traders. We see that Ann, what's the second long? Okay, before I get into it. All right, JD, perfect. What's this? Is this, did you go long here? I don't parse you. I mean, you got stopped out. You went short, then you got stopped out. So what's this one right here? Is this a long, and then you took profit up here, and this is just some other thing? Okay. Okay, got it. So, 3 trades total. All right, so you were trying to do a 5-minute ORB down, correct? You were trying to take a 5-minute ORB up? And you went, wait, so you went long right here? And then you got stopped out? So it was a long stop out and then a second trade long, right? Okay, Ann. Interesting. Very interesting. JD, you took the same trade? For an ORB long right there? Okay, so... okay, sorry, I'm a little confused. Tell me what... okay, Ann, How do you see this as an opening range breakup? Where is your entry? If your entry is even underneath the close and it doesn't even break the open, this is not an opening range breakup. You are preempting it like a... Yeah. So it can be a good setup, right? Look at it. I'm saying that I like what you're thinking here, but I don't see an opening range breakup trade. That's really hard for me to say this is an orb. Second long, I could totally, right? You could even say this 1 minute new high or something. We could look at this as a potential opening range breakup maybe, but still ZZ top. This second one is covered right here. It's still not a 5 minute ORB. Okay, and so when you're looking for an opening range, you're looking for some sort of candle with or without a wick. And let's just say over here, right? If you have a bullish candle, and this is the 5 minute candle, you have either a range of the close and open or the high and the low. And an opening range, so this is the range, right? You have a range of an open, close, high, low. And then an opening range break up or down is when something breaks within that range, okay? Right, Eric. All right, so, and I know Ann, okay, got it, Ann. So you could call this a different strategy, and it could be a killer strategy, right? You're waiting for it to go up, then you wait for it to come back to support a view up or the 50 moving average or something, then you're waiting for a new 1 minute high. I would have been like, A+ trade, amazing. Yeah, for sure, Eric. There's other things in here, but for this to be called an opening range breakup, you don't get the break of the body, nor do you get the break of the high, and really you have downward pressure. So you're even going against the opening range, which you could still do, Ann. If you're like saying, yeah, this looked like a false opening range breakdown, right? I think it's going to hold down here, so I'm going up. Totally legit. So, Ann, you got it? Let's say in this candle, here is your candle from today on the 5 minute chart. Okay. You've got the, oh man, I hate when I do that. Let's undo. All right, you've got the open, you've got the close, so you have the body right there, and then you have the low and the high. This has downward pressure for just a single 5 minute candle, and obviously went up, so I'm not even saying you should take this as a short, but if it breaks the range of the body or the wick, then you can have an opening range break up or down. If you're preempting it, you have got to look for other things, and when you share these, you got to say this was an opening range breakdown. It looked like a false opening range breakdown, and I waited for a new 1 minute high for confirmation, and my stop was a VWAP or 50 moving average. Then you have a lot of different nuances in that trade, in. You got to look for more than just, well, I guess no, the main point is you got to be very careful about how you label your trades, so that you can go back to them and study them, okay? And I know we talked about this last Thursday also, so keep trying, and you're going to get there. Just keep practicing. What comes for easy for some people is really hard for others. And then that same person that had a hard time doing this might have the simplest time in the world doing something else. So just keep it up, Ann. All right. Thanks, Ann, for sharing. We got a lot, so we're going to whip through these. Whelan. JPM. Oh, man, Whelan, don't show me this. Don't show me this amazing trade. I saw this. I saw what was happening. I was waiting for a play like this. And, all right, Whelan, what did you do? I mean, it's awesome. I can see that this is an amazing trade that has a very high likelihood of working out. And if you're really smart, you can let it run to greater than a 2 or 3R. So Whelan, I already know what you did here because I was looking at it, and not your trade, but I was looking at this stock for this exact move. So you tell us what did you do, man? Anyone on YouTube? How's it going? Please feel free to chime in if you guys have anything. Yep, Whelan, what was your long above pre-market? What was the level? What was the price? Yep. So, you're saying it held once, twice. Let me actually zoom in. You're saying it broke over this pre-market right here. And then it held once, twice, 3 times. So you waited for the retest, then you went long, correct? Eric, I was seeing this and I was watching it for this breakout. It never broke out in the first 30 minutes, man. And so I was trading with a couple other traders who saw it too. And I'm pretty sure one of them took it. I had to leave right around when this happens. But it was a killer delayed move. So, Whelan, what was your stop? Because your stop could either be here, here, or it could be the 1137 if you want a really tight stop, or even this level if you want to give it some room to breathe. Previous low under 1137? What do you, 1137? What do you mean 1137? Do you mean 119.37? Okay, got it. Thanks, Stinger. All right, so I want people to understand this, Whelan. What exactly was your entry price and what exactly was your stop? And I don't always care about this stuff, but in this trade I do so people can see. Low of the previous candle. Okay, so it was this low. So, okay, if you 1154 and 1131, you have a 41.51, 24-cent stop, right? 100. Okay, so you have a 18-cent stop. You have an 18-cent stop then. 18-cent stop on a $120 stock, okay? So, in this type of play, man, you can get a greater risk to reward than 2 to 1. So what was your risk to reward on this trade? Yeah, I didn't. Maybe I'm wrong here. Did he have it? Oh, he did have it. I thought these were all higher time frames down here. Yep. Thanks, Stinger. But okay, so see? Retest, hold, bam. 5 to 1. Okay, so was this... We're going to do one single spammy thing because I want everyone to note this. If everyone agrees on this stuff after we go over it, was this stock in play today? 1 for yes, 2 for no. And I'm going to have a point here. Was it in play? 1 for yes, 2 for no. All right. Everyone knows it's in play, right? So that means everyone is aware of it watching it. Okay. Now, this might have some disagreement, but I saw this. For people who note pre-market levels, because I noted if it gets over 119.37, it's bullish. Do people agree with that idea? 1 for over 119.37, which is the pre-market high, looks good for a long. 2 means you want to short it above 119.37. And 3 is you don't know. You don't care about the pre-market highs. Got it, Eric? I was watching this so hardcore, Eric, at that level. Okay, so everyone is now agreeing or they're unsure. Okay, so now, do you wait for the retest? Yes, you wait for the retest. You let it bust out and then you see if it can hold once or twice. Okay. Now, 1 for understanding that when a stock is in play breaking over a significant level and you have a high dollar stock with a low stop, that you can hold this for greater than 2 to 1 or 3 to 1. 1 for you understand that, 2 for you don't think so, or 3 you're confused. 1 for you think it can be a greater risk to reward, 2 just a regular risk to reward, or 3 it's confusing. Okay, got it. You see how either someone's confused or they agree with it, but no one's saying the regular risk. So when you have a stock that is in play, You find a 20-cent stop on a $120 stock over here, and you find it breaking through a significant level. If it breaks through that and you are right, do we think a $120 stock can only move 40 cents through a significant level without turning around? Heck no. This stock can move 60 cents, 80 cents, $1, $2 when it's in play and breaking what you've identified as a significant level and fighting a tight stop. Right, Eric, totally understand. You could do that too, and if you're a longer term holder, you can totally put it under the 9. So I just want everyone to note that stock in play, find a level, wait for the retest, hold for greater than 2 to 1. It's amazing. Yeah, different platforms have different things. It's really odd, and I don't quite... I understand it, actually, but it's hard to accept that and trade off it. But so I hear you, man. I know why Stinger, but it's difficult to then find the compromise in your head. Well, do I find one? I just use the platform that I'm on, and knowing that it might be imperfect. Like, DOS has a different ATR oftentimes. No, not ATR. Like the float will be different than at other places, FinViz and other things. So it's really confusing sometimes. Just got to accept it. I don't know how to think about it correctly, to be honest with you. I just accept it. Okay, so really great trade. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Thank you for sharing, Whelan. And I want just people to note that. That was a really good trade. All right. Carl, did you send it? Oh, Carl sent it to the off topic. We're going to make this on topic. So here's a member's YouTube channel. If only one of you guys go and subscribe so you can watch him. Carl's from Montreal. Met him at the meetup. He's a really fun, active trader. There's his YouTube channel. We need 1 subscriber. Just 1 for the 50% increase. Thanks, Zen. There you go. But also, it's really great that traders will find their own YouTube channels and use it for accountability. Hopefully you'll get different people that you've never spoken with or heard about. They might comment on it. They might give you some ideas. You might get to interact more with traders in that way. Then you might get to see things from another perspective that you wouldn't otherwise get to. So it's a really good idea. Carl. 300%. All right, thanks everyone. So Anne. Anne. No, Anne was last. The first one, I mean. So let's go to... Yeah, Art. No, I mean, my rib hurts. It hurts. It's not fun. Broken rib with food poisoning is not... That's not a good duo. Okay, Raphael. Are you here, Raphael? Luckily, no, Zen. Yeah, ZZ Top. It was okay. Enough of that. Oh yeah, it wasn't fun. It's not fun. Okay, Raphael. Have you ever sent a trade in before? Yeah, and I'm staying positive. First one. Thanks, Raphael. How long have you been trading? Not this week, Zen. I've been like almost as calm as I've ever been, Zen. On off for about a year. Okay, is this sim or real? Oh, thanks, Peter. Carl, Peter just sent your YouTube channel to YouTube. It's going to go viral there, too. All right, this one's sim. Thanks, Raphael. Okay. And not great job, but awesome that you're using this and trying to follow this little note right here, a notepad. Okay, 10-minute ORB. Okay, and watch this, and we're going to see what we think of this ORB. Grade A or B, we're going to all think about it. First 2 5-minute candles tested and closed above VWAP. Opening range volume. All MAs 1, 5, 15 point up. L2 looking bullish at the time. Large ass at multiple levels. Few cents below VWAP. Start reason. If it tests VWAP a third time and can't hold, then plan is no longer valid. Intended reward 4 to 1. I think that's a 4 to 1. Actual reward, basically a 2 to 1, a little under that. Oh, buddy. I didn't even look at the chart yet. I was just reading this. So, yeah, okay, I will. Thanks, Eric. I'm just reading this first. So, Raphael, I was thinking, all right, I don't even care if this is a trade that works out or not. These are all really, really good things if all of these things are lining up. Okay, could have been closer to the view app, intended partial systematic of 1 to 1, but at price 25 lingered, so I partialed twice. Moved my stop to new view app and got stopped out on a violent wick. Stock took off shortly. Okay, got it. Okay. So let's look at the charts. So you were playing, so we see the daily here. Gap up. All right, so it's gap up. We're on the 5-minute chart right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's before. So, and this is like in the 8th minute or so. So his opening range ended up looking like this for the 10 minutes. But he got it still early, right? So still preempting a 10-minute opening range. But I think he had the general idea a little bit about what he was doing. He was trying to preempt it based off of the retest of view app once, twice, and then the third time. So a little preempting, but that's okay if you've got everything going in that direction and you have a specific reason to. So fantastic entry here. Fantastic idea of holding the view app. Fantastic stop placement. I'm noting this. I can't see before this, but this, again, looks like it's breaking over pre-market highs. Now, your exit. If this is your stop, your first partial was at a 1 to 1, correct? Now, well, what is this reentry? I didn't see this on the... I didn't see you talk about this. What's this entry? Okay, a hotkey here. So you're saying this is your risk. Your reward was 1 to 1. What was this exit right here? Okay, so let me just put it. Let me ask you this. This has no business being only a 1.7 when your intended was a 4. What price did you need to hit to get a 4 to 1, Raphael? Do you know what your price was, and did it actually hit? Because this is when I say it has no business only being a 1.7 to 1, because this is a killer trade, man. It's a really, really great setup. It's a really great entry. You have a really good stop. And guess what? The last thing that you need is your exits. So what was your 4 to 1 intended? If that was your intended, where did it have to hit? Are you thinking, Raphael? Let me know. Because this is really important. One, two, it's gosh darn close. Okay, so Raphael, I think you have a discrepancy between your intended risk to reward of 4 to 1 and how you actually partialed. Without taking too much time, I can almost bet that whatever your plan to partial was to get your 4 to 1 is not how you executed your actual partialing. Is that correct or not? Did you partial out when you were in the trade as your intended 4 to 1 dictated? Probably not, I think, that I look at it. Right, so I think you have 1, an amazing setup idea. 2, a great entry. 3, a great stop placement. The last thing you need in this trade to be killer is for you to execute your exits. And for a lot of people that have 1 or 2 or 3 of these and you need the 4th one, or you have the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd one, but not the 1st one, you need all of these. You need all 4 things. So, Raphael, I would ask you to work on your exits. And when you're in the trade, not to get scared out by little things happening. And follow your plan and follow your rules, man. That's what I would say, because everything else was pretty picture perfect in this. So really good trade, Raphael. Yeah, JD, I think you're here. All right, JD, APHA, target. Took off without me, but I didn't chase it and there wasn't a pullback. Great. The first trade might have been early and I got out before my stop, then got back in on the bounce. Did it hit your stop, JD? You got out before your stop. Did it ever hit your stop? Okay. So 1, you would have never been stopped out. Okay. Looking for a sell-off, then pop at the open based on the daily catalyst. Looking for a sell-off, then a pop. And instead, you got the pop, then the sell-off, and then you got your plan. Right, JD? Is that pretty much? You just had the pop first. And then, imagine if this didn't happen, right? If you didn't have this first bar, teeny little pop in the first 30 seconds, fine. Sell-off. Now you get your pop. Okay. Inverse rising devil. Got it. No other notes here. Gap, huge gap up. Love it. Nice 15-minute pre-action right there. Nice and smooth. It's not incredibly choppy. 5-minute or 2-minute, nice uptrend. 5-minute, again, nice curvature to it there. JD, you can tell them what that is. So JD, everything about this trade is great. You're using multiple time frames. You're using a daily sentiment. You're playing something that's in play. You have a setup. You have a bias going into this based off all of these other things. You had patience. You waited. Now, JD, what made you stop out before your stop was hit? It's a tough trade. I get it. First of all, traders, look at this nasty engulfing candle. Look at this. This candle, he's going long right when this 2-minute candle is engulfing the previous 2-minute candle to the downside. JD, do you use any sort of hotkeys that place your stop in the market or not? Got it, JD. So if you don't do it at the open, it probably means you do it later on, so you have a reason for that. But it's an amazing trade idea, and the only thing that got in your way was yourself. This is the type of thing you must study for if you do this. You must have had your stop under, I don't know, was it 499 or was it 511? What was your stop, JD? 511, 509, 499? Around 0.10%. 510, great. And it never hit. So that's the one thing that's beautiful about the hockey. You set your trade, then you let it happen. The only other thing, this entry, you get the confirmation, JD. When you go right here, you don't have confirmation. At least here, you have a confirmation of it holding, making the new high. So at least you have that going for you as the confirmation, man. So I'm going to challenge you, because this is what I'm doing, JD. Whatever trade setups you're working on, stick to your rules. Happily get stopped out if it goes against you. But if you execute it perfectly, if you have your stop, don't preempt getting out early. Just don't do it. Let it go and see how it feels. Even if you have to reduce your risk a little bit so the loser is smaller and you don't get emotional about it, try to really stick to your game plan, man. Obviously, you have a really great game plan because look, your original idea worked. It never stopped you out. Your second entry worked. It definitely didn't stop you out. And then you got a nice move, right? A really nice move, man. Work on it, JD. Make that your priority. Sticking to your rules and accepting the losses and then changing your rules. But don't have losses because you're changing your rules within the trade. Let them materialize and then change them later if you need to. Great job, man. Carl, how many subs are you at? 9? JD, Henry. Thanks, Achilles. It looks like it. Yeah, Achilles, thanks for signing up for it. 20? What the heck? What's 2 to 20? Is that like 100? What percent is that? You better put some good stuff on or they're all unsubscribed, man. Alright. Henry. Ascending triangle and ABCD. Gappers 2 to 1. Stop loss. Entry. Initial target. Okay. Which time frame? 30 or 60? Henry, killer daily chart, right? You like that? Break out of the bottom, hold with that hammer, gap up against the high. Yeah, I bet. If you would have showed me that, I would have been interested. I wouldn't have traded it, but I would have said, that's a long. I'd look for a long opportunity within that, just for a little bounce. All right, 30. So the ascending triangle, A, B. I'll zoom in for everyone. And for Eric, thanks for reminding me, Eric, on the other trade. Let's actually get into this. Yeah, I mean, that's 2 of my Eric out of all the studying I've done, and then I'm trying to get away from this trading style because it doesn't have a lot of confirmation. But those 2 candles on the daily, with the bottom breakout. Break down, and then with the tail of the hammer and then the gap up above the hammer, I would never short that, honestly. I'll let that go without me short, but that's a long play for me. Okay, so A, B, C, D pattern. And then we have what is it? The ascending triangle. Right? It's a really ugly ascending triangle. Right, Henry? Like, it's not the cleanest looking one. Okay. But you're still playing it. Now, I want to... Oh, man. I do want to put that back. A, B, C, D. Ugly ascending triangle here. Something like that. Now, again... This is really good to always see. We're going to go quickly. Henry does not care about this break, right? He's looking at the daily chart. He's looking at an overall pattern. He's not playing this trade as a bar by bar. He's saying, here's my pattern. Here's the C. If I get it at C in this range, which is also the ascending triangle range, that my stop can be very tight and I can get a 2 to 1 without it even breaking out past the high. So he's playing it much, much different. If this is a 5-minute chart, oh no, it's a 5-minute new low. It's breaking through VWAP, right? It's breaking through VWAP right here. Nope, Henry doesn't care. Ascending triangle, A, B, C, D. Lucky that it came back here for him to get his entry. Bam. Is that about right, Henry, man? And like, I saw your trade you called out the other day that didn't work, and it was so clearly your trade. And I know you re-entered it, so I don't know if it worked out or not that time, but I love how consistently you're trading these, Henry. Really, really great. Honey Badger don't care. Sounds like Adam's... I don't know what that's from. Oh, is that the little... Okay, I'm not going to talk about that. I think I know what it is. Cool. Got it. Great job, Henry. Thanks for sharing as always. Stefan, is this Steph from Florida or no? No, Arizona. Okay, different Steph or Stefan. All right, Stefan. I don't think I've seen one of your trades. Is this your first one you're sharing? I don't remember the name. I think second. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing again. All right. Oh, what is this? I haven't tried the DOS screen recorder. Does it work decently or is it clunky? And tell us what you're doing here. You've got your 1, your 2, your 5, your 15, and your daily. All right, so you've got a lot of charts. What was your setup here? A, B, C, D on the 2. Are you starting from here then? An A, B, kind of C-ish in this range, and then you're playing the D for the breakout? All right. Stefan. Is it, I'm just, hopefully it's Stefan. Is it Stefan 1 or Steven 2? Probably Stefan 1, right? 2, Steven. Okay, Steven. Were you ever going to short this? Or did you have a bias going in that you would only long it? Okay, long. Now, what gave you the bias? No. Why did you have a bias going into JPM to long it only? You're not going to short it, maybe. You're not going to long it, maybe. You're specifically waiting to long it. Why do you have that bias? Okay. Was it not the gap up on the good news going over the resistance? I mean, the 2 days ago resistance? Because that's what I saw. I was like, man, this is a long. Okay, not sure. So, you had a bias going into the day, Steven. You should try to figure out where you got that bias from and look back on it and analyze your thought process, because you were right. Whatever gave you that bias, you were right. And you want to be able to take that and look at the gigantic move that you got. And I know you left a lot on the table, but you still made a great move. So, 2-minute ABCD. Once it gets above all these moving averages into open space. And look at this daily gap up. Pulls back a little bit. Then finally, when it makes the move off the pattern that you identified, it never really looks back. Look at this. I mean, check this out. You know how right you are? I'll show you how right you are. Whether you knew it or not. No wick. No lower 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 wick. So we're not even talking new lows. We're saying no lower wick. You traders know what that means? It means there was no selling pressure whatsoever. Even this, I get that it started out here, but the bears never were able to push it down with a lower wick and then have it come back up to hold. No lower wick whatsoever. If this would have broken down, you could have had something interesting happen, potentially, but that's only one little candle. This is a very strong $1-ish move with no selling pressure in that range. It's extremely bullish, and you caught that. So great move, great partialing out. We're not going to get into your risk to reward, but make sure how you partial Hopefully it's determined by some sort of plan you have going in. And if it is intuition, then just accept that it's intuition, and you'll have to do that every time also. Love the setup. Love the execution. Love the idea. So analyze this trade. Try to find out why it works so beautiful for you, and then repeat, repeat, repeat. I saw the ad on the moving average. That's a killer ad, Stephen. Ted H, are you? If you're still here, where do you live? I just saw that. What state or city do you live in, Ted H? Torrance. Hey, well, you should if you have the opportunity, go to we have the San Diego meetup next, not this coming weekend, but next weekend. And hey, you might get in. There'll be a bunch of traders from Los Angeles and San Diego, so at least local, and you might make some good connections at meetups. That almost always happens. It almost does. People make connections. If you don't have to live, you don't have to be neighbors. Isaac. All right, Isaac, this is the last one. Padges. All right, you are taking Padges off the bounce, off the huge move down. So, what's your setup here? What are you thinking? A, B, C, D. On what time? Are you starting it from right here? Right. Where do you start? Right here? Or right here? Okay, so somewhere in either one of those. B is the resistance. C. Alright, so let's actually look at this another way. Wave up, wave down, wave up, wave down, wave up, right? Is it going to hold the support or break through the resistance? Well, if you're playing it for an A, B, C, D, you're going to expect it to break up. Now you also have... What's this called, traders? I haven't finished the formation, but what am I about to do to make a setup here? Double bottom, a WW bottom, a W double bottom. Exactly. Now, look at this. M top. Short here. Oh, it holds support, goes back in, gets stopped out. Let's say this, long here, makes a new 1 or 2 minute low. Like let's say you have a shooting star right here that forms. And then you have a new 2 minute low, just like here it held, and then breaks out for a 2 minute high. Oh, it might go back down then to test the support. But guess what? It made it. It busted through the resistance. Yeah, Stinger, nice call. William, the way I saw this chart, 4 higher lows on the one. Higher low, higher low, higher low. Okay, right there, I see it. Now look. See, this is just like so choppy right here. You don't know which way it's going to go for sure. But when you get breakup out of this range, off of a setup, a multiple types of setup, depending on how you look at it, really, really find the trade interesting. This trade has a chance to fail. Just like, look at this. It could have continued down right here. Yeah, but this held. It just held right there. The buyer stepped in. Now, so when you get long here, this can definitely fail. But once it breaks out, and I'm talking through this for you to see it in the future, once it breaks through this level, it's pretty much not looking back. It busted through the resistance. It held support, busted through the resistance, and now it can make the move up that you're hoping for. So really, really great trade. Now, was this an add-in right here? Were you trying to add to your position? Big ascending wedge, yep. Oh, a hotkey mistake. Okay. Because look at this bigger move, right? You have this nice big move. But what did you get in terms of your risk to reward on this trade, Isaac? 3-1, right? So let the move continue. If you, is that your goal? Was your intended 3-1 on this, and you pretty much got it? Was hoping for a 2-1, you got a 3-1. Well, then none of this jazz matters, right? You beat your intended. You got 50% more than what you were thinking off a quick move, off a pattern that worked out, and then you executed it correctly. Great job, Isaac. Fantastic trade. All right, actually, it is 12:45. Thank you. I'm going to have to rush out of here right now, but thank you all so much. Appreciate all the good trades and sharing with us. And I will see you guys tomorrow and Thursday. Yep. I'm off to the appointment. All right, Peter. Are you going to take over for the final 15 minutes? But I got through all of them.
Thanks, William. Yeah, well, I'll be here for a couple of minutes. I actually have to leave a few minutes early as well, but we'll see if anything exciting happens in the next 5 minutes or so, guys. As always, great review, William. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Peter. I'll talk to you later, man. And see everyone.
All right. Later. We could play some exit music.